This is Contractor tip number 87 from the book 501 Contractor Tips. I am Greg Vandenberg, the author, trying to help out contractors, just trying to share my information with you guys and gals. Tip number 87, I'm actually going to have to put my glasses on for this one. Asking the right questions. Are you the owners of the property? Extremely important. When are you planning on starting the project? Do you need financing? Sometimes these people are just looking for some ideas and aren't planning on hiring you anyway. Screen your clients and don't waste your time. And again, I cannot stress that enough. And I even mentioned that in the last video about asking the people if they own the property. That's extremely important. You would just be surprised how many people, they don't own the property or they're just feeling it out. You know, I've had people that were writing books. Hey, we'd like to get a room addition added onto our house. You go over to their house and pretty soon you start, wait a minute here. Are you really going to put a room addition on? Then they say, you know what? Hey, I mean, this has happened. You know what? We're writing an article, you know, for a book, and you're like, holy shit, you know, don't, you know, I mean, my response, I can't say it on the camera here, you know, you can get an idea of how frustrated I was when this happened, you know, and again, these are things I remember, and these are things I'm sharing with you so that you hopefully will pre-screen your clients enough to where you won't go through this. You know, I mean, one time I had a lady call me, and this was I don't know, within the past 5 years, she goes, I just have a small hole in my stucco. You know, my gardener chipped out a piece of stucco, and he's willing to pay to get it fixed. And I said, well, how big is the hole? Size of $1? In my mind, I'm imagining this big hole. She says, no, it's the size of a dime. I said, okay, it's the size of a dime. I said, why don't you just put some caulking in it? You know, I said, some touch-up paint, you know. No, I want it, now here's where you got to pay attention. I want it to look perfect, like it was never there, you know. And I thought to myself, okay, what she just told me is that she's concerned, first of all, that there's a small hole in her stucco. Most people aren't concerned about small holes. Okay, whatever. I'm not paying $300 to fix that thing. Forget it, you know. And they're not going to worry about it. And then she tells me that she wants it to look perfect. Well, if you want it to look perfect, this is what you're telling me. I've got to apply the stucco perfectly, and I've got to get the right color, the exact color, the perfect color. So my next question to her after this, I'm already on this path I just shared with you. My next question was, how perfect do you need it? Will you settle for a small variation? And she goes, no. And so I'm thinking, okay, she's going to bleed all she cares about is getting this fixed. She's going to get some extra money. I mean, she's going to make the gardener pay for it. And she doesn't really care. She doesn't really understand what's going on. Now, you as the contractor, you can help them out over the phone, in an email, but do not go to their house and waste your time. You've got to have a series of questions to continue asking these people. You know, if once you get to point A, you know what, I got a feeling that these people are extremely meticulous. You've got to have questions that will take you to point B. You know, okay, here's a couple of questions. Just going to throw this out there. How much of a perfectionist are you? You need to get a feel on a scale of 1 to 10. Hey, these people want it to be perfect and will not settle for anything less. Okay, then you need to adjust in your price for that. And this might require you doing something 2 or 3 times if they're not going to be happy with it. You know, so you've really got to get a feel. And then if you do, you still need to come out with some type of something that'll get you out of the job if they're not going to be happy. Hey, I will do this the best I can. This will be you know, I'll do it once. It's going to be $300 for me to do this once. If you want me to do it over again because you're not happy, then it will cost you another $300. And this might scare a lot of people away or scare them into accepting what you do the first time. And hopefully you do quality work, because trust me, this could actually work. This could actually be a problem for contractors also, I mean for homeowners, because a contractor could actually milk a prospective client for a lot of money doing something like that. Don't do that. I'm trying to get people to be honest. We need to get rid of the dishonest contractors and have more reputable contractors. The right questions will lead you to the right choice. And that right choice is going to be whether or not you want to take the next step and meet them in person. So don't forget that you're going to ask as many questions as you can over the phone. And then this will lead to more questions if you decide to pursue the job. So don't just think that asking the right questions is going to be over when you're off the phone. A lot of times I would be asking people questions right when I hung up the phone. Guess what? I had one more question to ask. So that's going to happen. So you meet the people in person, or you might even need to screen the people and say, you know what, I'll get back with you. Give yourself some time to think about it. Do I really want to do this? They sound like a pain in the butt. Hey, that's an easy client. I got to do this job. It sounds good. And obviously you want to get rid of the difficult clients. These are not people you want to work for. If you're an extremely meticulous person, knock yourself out. You know what they want. Someone like me, I'm not real meticulous. I have a difficult time dealing with meticulous people. And most people aren't meticulous. They don't need something to be perfect. They just want something to be acceptable, and they will accept that. So again, questions, they are going to be good. Ask as many of them as you possibly can before committing to the next step, which would be actually visiting the project.